Hello and welcome to Hardcore Iron Man Till Death Do Us Part Episode 6. In this episode we're going to be unlocking a weapon, a source of transportation, and food. And after all, what else could you really be looking for in the game of RuneScape? Alright, so we're taking a slight detour from the thieving grind because I know that I'm going to end up needing the Hosidius range pretty soon because I'm going to have to get better food. And so before I do any kind of fishing or cooking grind, I wanted to go ahead and get access to the Hosidius range. And to do the thieving that I'm going to do after I finish the quests, I need to have access to the Hosidius fruit stalls. So I'm going to go ahead and get my Hosidius favor. I'm just going to go ahead and get it up to 100%. I already have all the compost I need in the bank to make the fertilizer. So now I'm just going to be here gathering all of the saltpeter that I need. So I'll be back with 100% Hosidius favor. Alright, so we're coming in. I'm fixing to do the last 12 fertilizers that I will need to do all 950. That will get us up to 100% Hosidius favor. And all we have to do is talk to this clerk. 12 buckets here, 9038. We require 944. So yep, we're just going to donate all the fertilizer. And we now have 100% Hosidius favor. And we can go talk to Hosa to contribute to the statue. Not entirely sure what that means, but we can do it. So I guess we'll go talk to Hosa and see what it means. Alright, and that is the feud quest done. It gives us 15,000 thieving experience, and we've unlocked the ability to do blackjacking, and it's going to get us up to 40 thieving. So we only have 10 more levels to go until we are able to do the rogue's den to get that rogue, the rogue outfit. I'm going to go ahead and just do these 10 levels at the Hosidius fruit stalls. I know that I would get money from doing blackjacking, but as of right now, I don't even think I have it unlocked, as I think I need level 45 or something like that, and I can't really be bothered to do that right now. So we're just going to go to the Hosidius fruit stalls, maybe bank some of the Galvanova fruit tops so that we can make some of those herblore boosting pies as well. Alright, so we just got to 50 thieving, and in the process of getting from 45 or wherever we started to 50 thieving, we got 117 strange fruit, which they restore 30 run energy, so that'll help us whenever we finally go and do the rogue's den minigame, which we're going to be doing really soon. That'll help us restore the run energy between laps so that we can get it done quicker. While I was doing this, I got one of the quiz random mini games, and I got the mystery box, and from that mystery box I got a medium clue scroll. So we're gonna try and get this medium clue scroll done, and we're gonna see if we get it done, what loot we're gonna be able to get from it. So first we have to go to West Ardoon, so I'm just gonna take out my Artie cloak, and we'll get started. Well, we got to the 5th step, and it's telling us that we have to go to Miscellanea, and I haven't done the Throne to Miscellanea quest, and I actually haven't done either of the 2 quests before it. You required Ferminic Trials, which I don't have the levels for, and Heroes quest, which I don't have levels, and I'm missing some quests for that as well. So unfortunately, on I believe the last step of the clue, we're going to have to drop it. Alright, so we're at the Rogue's Den now. We're going to try and get those equipment crates that we need to get that full rogue outfit. I went ahead and I did one round through just to kind of get a feel for it and figure out where I was supposed to be clicking and what tiles I'm supposed to be stepping on. So I will be back whenever we get any of those pieces. Unfortunately, on that first run, I failed to crack the wall safe, so I got a whole lot of nothing. But we'll see how these next runs go. Alright, so this is the second run of the Rogue's Den minigame, and we got a rogue equipment crate, so we are going to get a piece of rogue equipment. We're just going to start at the top and go down, that way I don't have to try and remember what I've got. So that's the mass done, so that's 1 down and 4 to go. Alright, on run number 8 we got another rogue's equipment crate, so go ahead and redeem it for the top. So that is 2 out of 5 pieces done, and hopefully we don't have too many more runs of this to go. And on the 12th run, this is going to be the last run that I'm doing tonight, but on the 12th run, we got our 3rd equipment crate. So we're going to go ahead and get a piece of rogue equipment. We're going to get the trousers, and that puts our luck, our results up to a total of 12 runs total. 3 runs resulted in us getting equipment, 4 runs were rogue kits, and then there were 5 runs where we failed to crack that final safe. So hopefully we'll be getting these last 2 pieces before too long. But that's going to be wrapping up for what I do today. I'll get back on this tomorrow. So I was just doing some AFK fishing, and we got to level 39 fishing, which actually got us to a total level of 1,000. I didn't realize it for a while, but I saw it. Apparently at 1,000 total level, you can ask the Iron Man tutor in Lumbridge to make your Iron Man status permanent. I guess we'll probably go and do that, but man, I don't plan on changing it, so I don't know if we could accidentally downgrade it. So we probably won't worry about doing that, but yeah, 1,000 total level. Alright, so we just finished our 13th run, and we got our 4th equipment crate. So I'm just going to check and make sure that I know what pieces I've got before I go ahead and take this out. Alright, so the last one I had was the pants. Piece of rogue equipment. We want the boots. Alright, so we've only got one more item to go, and then we're gonna be moving on. Alright, now on our 16th run, we got our last rogue equipment crate. So this is going to give us the last piece that we need. I almost clicked rogue kit. It's going to give us the gloves, and with the gloves, that means we have all 5 pieces of this outfit. Go ahead and drop that in there. So we now are ready to go thieving. This will be useful for Master Farmer, Ardoin Knights, Blackjacking if we do any of that, but most importantly, this will be useful for Ham Chest. This will give us double key drops. So theoretically, it'll take us half the time to gather the keys to open all those chests to get the jewelry. Alright, I will be back with our next bit of content, the next grind that we're going to do. We're actually going to do the get 100% Arceus favor without doing the quest. We can, that'll give us 10 free thousand, or 10 free percent, but I'm just going to go ahead and grind it out without it, and then I'll hop back in and do that quest later. But I'll see you over in the great kingdom of Corinne in the Arceus house. Alright, so while I'm running over to the library in Arceus, I'll go ahead and explain why I am prioritizing 100% Arceus favor now. Ultimately, the 100% part of it doesn't really matter, but I need to get 30 rune crafting for Slug Menace, along with 30 Slayer, but we're going to ignore that for now. I need to get 30 rune crafting for Slug Menace, and also, in order to be able to high out some of the jewelry I have with the nature runes in my bank, I need 55 magic. So to get from 23 to 30, to get from 23 to 30 rune crafting, sorry, I'm brain fart, I need 60 books. To get from 52 to 55 magic, I need 70 books, at least according to the book calculator that I found online. So I only need 40 books in order to be able to get 100% favor. So we're definitely going to pass 100% favor, but I think it's worth it to go ahead and get these knocked out of the way without having to do any legitimate rune crafting, and without having to do any kind of alching or using any kind of runes. So it'll just kind of kill 3 birds with 1 stone. So that's the plan, and that's why I am doing the 100% Arceus favor now. Alright, so we're here at the Arceus Library, however you want to say it, and we got our first 10 books of arcane knowledge. We're going to go for the rune crafting experience first, and it is painful only getting 92 rune crafting experience for each of these books. But this is the first 10. Oh, hey, that got us a level. This is the first 10, and so we'll need 50 more after this. And then we will hit 30 rune crafting, all without training it a single time. Hit 2. Yeah, there we go. This is faster. And with the first 2 books down, we got to level 25. All right. So only 50 more books to go, which sounds pretty terrible now that I say it out loud. All right, so now we're coming in with the last books in order to get 30 rune crafting. I thought that I only needed 10, but the rune light calculator is saying that I need 11, so we're going to see whether or not I needed 10 or 11. Alright, yeah, now it's saying I only needed 10, so we'll get to put our first book onto magic as well. But there is 30 rune crafting, so that is the requirement for Slug Menace out of the way without actually having to train the skill. And we'll put our first book onto magic, and we'll go ahead and get on that. We need approximately 70 books, so I guess 69 books now, to get our magic up to level 55. Alright, so we're coming in. We ought to be getting... This is the last book that we need to get 55 magic and to be able to use high alchs. So this going on about 3 hours of this session right now, so it's probably been about 2 hours and 15 minutes or so doing this, and getting from 23 to 30 rune crafting and 52 to 55 magic. Honestly, that's not too bad. So we'll go ahead, get all these books, make sure that we don't accidentally put any of them into rune crafting, because that would be pretty disheartening, honestly. Shouldn't have any issues with that though. 4, 2, and that takes us up to 55 magic, which now that we have high alching and we have the rogue's outfit, we are ready to do the ham storerooms. The rogue's outfit is going to give us double key drops, so it should make it quicker for us to get the keys, and the high alching means that we can actually get more value out of all the jewelry that we obtain from those chests. Alright, so now we're fixing to go with our first run through of the ham storerooms. I've got some cakes in case I fail to pickpocket them, and I got a lock picked so that I can get through the doors easier. And then I have nature runes so that I can alch any of the jewelry that we don't want to keep. We're going to be looking for like ruby amulets or ruby pendants and sapphire pendants and emerald rings to get some teleportation jewelry. Alright, so we are finishing up with our first trip from all the ham chests. I still have food left over, but I want to go and stock up on more nature runes. So I think I'm going to test it right now. I looked, and Ali Morrisane sells nature runes for, I believe, 220 GP each, and the wiki says that his price doesn't increase even though stock decreases. So I should be able to buy 100 nature runes for 22,200 GP, or 22,000 GP. And from a little bit over 100 nature runes, I got 69k. So it definitely turns a profit. So I think I'm going to keep doing this so I can keep getting the magic experience, and I don't have to keep running back and forth to the bank. I can just stay there longer. Alright, so it looks like that we can partially complete this Rogue Trader mini quest. And in doing that, then we can get Ali to sell runes. But in order to finish this part of it, we have to open a casket form using some kind of Sudoku kind of thing. So since we want the high level runes as well, we have to open the large casket. And so we have to solve it. And I think it works similar to Sudoku. So we'll see if we can get a large casket from them. Alright, so I think that I finally finished this. This took about 30 minutes. Assuming that I finished it, let's hit OK. Hey, it works. Buy all the runes. Yeah, let's go ahead and buy them all. Okay, we didn't get very many runes that we were looking for, and we have these, so they're 225 coins each. 225. Hang on, did I do my math wrong? 225. Anyway, we got 100 nature runes. $22,500. So I didn't do it wrong. Okay, I guess I just didn't notice the cash deck that I actually had. But anyway, that's 100k. That's 100 nature runes for us. So we're gonna be good to go and get more money and more alchs from the ham chests. All right, so we just finished with our second trip of roughly 100 nature rune casts in the ham dungeon. And we got up to 106k along with getting 3 emerald rings. I alched a couple other ones just because I figured 3 rings of dueling is fine for now. I can come back and get more. And we got another ruby necklace. So that is another dig site pendant that we can do. Alright, but we're going to go over here. I think I'm going to have to hop worlds. But we're going to go over here and try and buy Ali Morrisane out of his nature runes again, and then we'll head back, put this stuff in the bank, grab some more cakes, and we'll do it all over again. So we finished up at the ham chests. We got about 624k from them. buying the nature runes from the Ali Morrisane guy over in Al Kharid, and then using those natures to alch and just repeating the process. And we went all the way up until we got to 59 magic, so that now we can do the family crest quest without having to boost our magic to cast the 4 spells that we need to cast. So that was kind of where I drew the line at wanting to stop at the ham chests. That took probably close to 5 or 6 hours to do, somewhere around there, and we got to 53 thieving in the process. So we got up 3 thieving levels from doing it. Since we're going to be having to do a bunch of things in the future, including getting our construction up and training fletching, which construction is the big one, is getting all the planks, and then having to buy equipment for range and mage, and having to buy armor and stuff for melee. I don't know if 600k is going to be enough. It probably would be, but I know that pretty soon after we spent that, we'd be needing more money to get some more items and everything. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do a thieving garn to try and get, hopefully, I don't really know where I'm going to get to right now, but I want to get to where I unlock at least a decent money making method, which I think at 65 I can blackjack the Menifite thugs, and I think those are pretty good money. So I'll probably go to 65 just here at Master Farmer. And I'll see what I want to do at 65. I might blackjack some to get more money, or I might just keep powering through it so that I can get to Arty Knights quicker. But yeah, so that's the plan for now. We're going to take a slight detour away from Monkey Madness just to go ahead and unlock a consistent money-making method in kind of higher level thieving. Alright, so I did a little bit more thieving at Master Farmers and got up to level 54. Part of the way through level 54, and I think that I'm going to give blackjacking a shot. So right now I can only do the bearded Polivnich bandits, which are the ones without the scimitars, but whenever I hit level 55 I'll be able to do the ones with the scimitars. So I'm watching a guide on blackjacking. I've got the maple blackjack, and we're just going to give it a shot. This is kind of all the food that I've got, so I'm going to see how long this lasts and how well this works. And if it works decently well, then I'll go out and fish and get more food and keep this going. But if it doesn't work out too well and I get annoyed with it, then I'll probably just get more food and go back to Master Farmer. But yeah, I'll be back and let you know how it's going. Man, all I've got to say is screw this whole blackjacking thing. I've been in here, hadn't even been very long, but I've gotten 3k since I've been here, and I've used this many cakes because I keep failing to knock them out. So screw this, we're just going to go back to Master Farmer. Alright, we just hit 55 thieving, which means we now can technically pickpocket Arty Knights if we want to. I'll probably try, but from what I've heard and from what I know, it's really it's almost useless to pickpocket the Arty Knights at this level. You fail way too much, so I'll probably give it a try, but honestly I'm probably going to end up being back at Master Farmer just because it's not super slow. It's pretty decent experience per hour, and I'm getting seeds, which will help out whenever I start doing herb runs. Also, I am slowly but surely, obviously since I'm thieving, running out of food. So right now, this is the entirety of our food stack. So I'll keep using these up until I run out. Man, I'll do it until I run out with the cakes and the trout. But I'm going to have to go fishing for more food. So I'm probably going to be going for tuna, just because I think they'll be significantly easier to catch than lobsters. And I don't really want to go for those because they only heal 7, and salmon heal 9. But I mean, I catch trout a lot more often than I catch salmon. So that's where we're at right now. I think I'm going to do this easy clue that I've had in my bank for quite a while. And then we'll go try the Arty Knights out and probably do some fishing after that. Okay, so this is actually the first easy clue I've ever done. I thought it might be that, but I wasn't sure. So let's see if we get any uniques on the first clue. Alright, so we got a Zammy page 4, which is nice. We can go ahead and start collecting all the pages, so we'll definitely put that in the bank. Other than that, Black Axe, I guess it's an upgrade because right now I have a Steel Axe. Black Dagger is definitely not an upgrade though. But yeah, so overall, page from the first clue isn't too bad. Surprisingly, actually, the Arty Knight isn't too terribly bad. I got to level 56 and I was averaging around 18,000 experience, which I know is horrible in terms of what thieving experience can be. But even at Master Farmers, I wasn't tracking it super carefully and being right on top of it. So just because I'm watching a show while I'm doing this, so I'm getting maybe a little bit worse than I was at Master Farmer, but I'm getting money, and it's less pickpockets to get a level. So I mean, honestly, I'll probably just stay here. The main issue I've got is I need food bad. So I've got my graceful on now. I'm actually going to go and go to Catherby and fish a whole bunch of tuna probably, or lobster. I'm going to test them and see which is faster. But I'm going to catch a whole bunch of either tuna or lobster, and then go cook them in Hosidius so that I have more food available, and I'll probably come back and keep going. And we're coming in with our second tiers of Gothics ever on this account. We only got 74 tiers, but that is going to get us up to 18 construction. So we got 4 construction levels from that, which is nice. It's getting us closer to being able to use the beginner tier of the mahogany homes whenever we actually try that out. But yeah, second tiers of Gothics done. Alright, so I think that I've put this off long enough. It is time for us to finally do Monkey Madness 1. I'm going to have the ectophile with me at all times so that I have an easy teleport away, and I'm also going to be wearing the Ring of Life at all times as well. I have some anti-poisons because I know I'm going to need those since the jungle spider's poison. Unfortunately, I don't have any prayer pots, so I'm also going to be taking the Ardoin cloak so that we can teleport back to Artie and refill our prayer, because we're only at 43 prayer, and I don't feel very comfortable trying to prayer flick stuff. So that's going to be what we're doing. I've got Slayer Music's guide pulled up that I'm going to be following for it. Just with a quest like this, it's nice to have the visual instead of just the lines from the wiki. And in addition, for certain areas, I have some things that might make it a little bit easier for me. Even though I don't have staminas, I do have those strange fruit that will restore my run energy. So especially whenever I'm running through the caves that are underground, that have the rocks falling and everything, I'll be taking some of the strange fruit if I have enough of them and if I have enough inventory space so that I can keep running the entire time. So yeah, it is time for us to finally start Monkey Madness. Alright, so we're fixing to have to go into the Apatol dungeon for the first time. And this is where we're going to be having to run to talk to the Zuanok guy to get an enchanted bar or something. I don't remember exactly what we're getting. But, excuse me. But yeah, I brought some of the strange fruit that I have left over because these they restore 30 run energy. So it'll be nice to keep me going while I'm in the dungeon. I'm talking to one of my friends. He has done Monkey Madness before on his hardcore account, and he said that basically I don't need to use my prayer whenever I'm running. I just need to keep running and then hide under one of the overhangs to let my run energy recharge. But hopefully with this, it shouldn't have to recharge. So we're going to go ahead and try and get through this for the first time and talk to Zuanok. And we made it through safely. It wasn't near as bad as I thought. I had to eat a decent bit of food, and I had to use some of my prayer points to get past the skeleton things. But at 58 agility and while wearing full graceful, I could easily get through running the entire time just using those 4 strange fruit to restore my run energy. So I definitely recommend, if you can get some of those fruit, it will make this section a lot easier. I have completed all of Monkey Madness except for the boss fight. I've got the 10th squad sigil in my bank, so I'm ready to do the boss fight. I just want to get some better food. I could do it with salmon and this little bit of tuna, but I'm just going to cook these little bit of tuna that I've got so that I can take a full inventory of tuna with me. So I'll be back, I guess, with setting it up. Like I said before, we're going to try and use that save spot to... whatever. Okay, apparently I can't use this stupid blessed axe. Good grief. Okay. Attempt number 3 at chopping some stupid logs. But I'm going to use that safe spot that is in the, I believe it's in one of the corners, and you just basically let the gnomes do most of the damage. Then you come in at the end and do deal the last bit of damage. I'm going to do that so that I save prayer so that I can come out and have a decent bit of prayer left to complete the fight. I think that's probably how I've got to do it. It's just the safe way to do it. So I don't want to screw this up, because there's a lot that I can do after this quest is done that I don't want to get screwed up because I messed around and didn't play this safe enough. So I'll be back, I guess, with probably setting up the safe spot. So this is my final setup for the final gear setup for this Monkey Madness boss fight. The Blue Wizard hat and Blue Wizard robe are the only armor pieces I had that give a magic bonus. Then I got the Amulet of Power whenever I was doing ham chests. And I'm going to be using an air staff and the Tome of Fire with Chaos runes to cast Fire Bolt. I didn't want to use the Death runes to cast Fire Blast. It didn't seem like it was worth it for this fight. Like I said before, I'm going to be using the safe spot. I think I'm going to use the one to the south. That's the one that Slayer Music does. And I brought along my ectofile for the emergency teleport. And then I just have a full inventory of tuna. So we're going to go ahead and wear this sigil. It'll teleport me, and then as soon as the boss fight starts, I'm going to turn on Protect from Magic, and I'm going to immediately run to this southern area over here. It'll go across the abyss, and then the gnomes will do most of the work. And right now I have auto attack off, so I shouldn't be getting pulled back unless I want to be. Also, I found that occasionally they stop attacking him, or they stop doing a bunch of damage, and usually what I found is if you just move back and forth and get the demon to move a little bit, they start doing more damage again. So if you have issues with that whenever you're doing this quest, there's maybe a little bit of advice. I don't know if it actually works, it might just be a placebo effect, but I'm taking advantage of it. And so they got it, I think I may have just caught that. They got it just low enough for me to come out. I came out at the perfect time because they got it a little bit lower than I anticipated whenever I was running up this ledge over here. And I splashed 4 or 5 times before I hit, but I hit a 4, and we took him down. So I believe completing this will take us back to... I'm not quite sure where this takes me, honestly. But, ow. But we just need to go back and talk to King Nardo now to finish the quest. And now the content that I've been promising for 2 episodes, I'm going to finally deliver. Ultimately, we didn't have too many issues with with Monkey Madness. I thought that I would have more, that I only had 43 prayer and I didn't have any prayer pots, but just with some extra teleports to the Ardun Monastery, it wasn't too bad. There was one section the first time I went into Apatol that I clicked to move to a tile, and the JGX, the code or whatever, it pathed me really weird and ran me out right into the middle of Apatol. But honestly, I just flicked my range prayer on pretty quick, and that wasn't even that big of an issue. So with this, once we finally skip through all this dialogue, okay, I don't remember how long this dialogue was going to be. Here, I don't have enough space. Well, I guess I don't remember what all it gives me, so I'll eat 3 tuna. Attempt number 2. Hey, we get 2 diamonds and 10,000 coal. Or in 10,000 gold. And we were supposed to get 3 diamonds, so I'm assuming there's probably 1 on the ground. But alright, that is Monkey Madness completed, which means we can now go get the Dragon Scimitar. So I'm going to eat another one of these and go put this in the bank and get some money, and we'll head back to Apatol to get our Dragon Scimitar. Actually, I completely forgot, but before we are able to go back and buy the Dragon Scimitar for a nice fat 100k, we get to talk to Darrow and get the experience rewards. So we're going to focus on improving attack and defense because that's how we planned out these 2 skills. So focusing on attack and defense, I thought that I misclicked for a second, but focusing on attack and defense gets us to, once this finishes, this This is kind of awkward, but well. There we go. It gets us to 60 strength, and it gets us to 57 hit points. So we got 1 hit points level, and it gets us to 60 attack. So now we can wield the dragon scimitar that we're fixing to buy, and we have base 60s except for defense, which we'll work on later. And then we got 6 free defense levels. So that's why I wasn't really worrying about focusing on defense. But now that I've got that done, let's go ahead and go buy this dragon scimitar. I realized that I left my monkey speak amulet at the bank, so I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to trade him. But here we are. We got the dragon scimitar. I think it's interesting that it skips adamant and rune here. But for 100k, we're going to buy 1. And there is our beautiful dragon scimitar. So now here we are. We're in the Port Phasmatis bank. And here we go. We're going to finally wield our dragon scimitar. So this is going to be the melee weapon that we use all the way up until we have 85 or are able to boost up to 85 Slayer to get an Abyssal Whip from Abyssal Demons. So right now we're at 26. So I mean we've got a long time to go before we'll be able to use, we'll be able to get an Abyssal Whip. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is I will get to 65 and 65 in both of these in attack and strength so that I can start a defender grind. That'll be kind of what I'm planning on doing, and I will just train defense while I am getting a defender. So I'm not really going to be focusing on defense much right now. That'll be how I do my melee training. But I'm going to be putting melee training on hold for a second. More than a second, honestly. So if you've seen the previous clips in the video, I was doing thieving and I was doing some fishing. At 65 fishing, we unlock the ability to catch Karambwans. And once we do Taibo One Eye Trio, the quest. And you only need 30 cooking to catch those. And those are going to be the best food that we're going to have for quite a while. And they're pretty easy to catch. They're AFK to catch. And they're really close to a fairy ring, which means they're close to an easy method of transportation. So I'm going to be setting a goal to get 65 fishing so that I can get the ability to catch Karambwans. That's going to be kind of the fishing goal that I'm working towards. But the thing that I want to do before I go back and start this fishing grind and start doing more thieving is I want to see if I can knock out Fairy Tale Part 1. If I can do Fairy Tale Part 1, then I can start Fairy Tale Part 2, and that'll give me access to the fairy rings, which is what I will need to make cooking or fishing the Karambwans easier. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can knock that out. I believe that I have everything done that I need to have. I'll be using the magic secateurs, so the only thing that could be an issue is what items it tells me to get to make the magic secateurs. But that's probably what we'll be working on next. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and start preparing for. Alright, so here we are. We are at the part in the Fairy Tale quest where we get those 3 random items. So we have to talk to this Malignus Mortifier dude and see which items he's going to give us. Oh wait, never mind. I was wrong. I have to get the Draenor Skull and all that first. Well, never mind. Okay, I'll be back. Alright, so we got the Draenor Skull. Sorry about that. I forgot that I had to do that. So now we're going to talk to Malignus Mortifier. And now he's going to tell us what we have to do to get the enchanted secateurs. He said it in there, but I skipped through it too quickly, so it's on me. Let's see. So we need a pair of secateurs. Alright, we already got that. A red vine worm, which I have no clue what that is. And a fat snail, which I think is over in the Canifis swamp anyway. So that actually is kind of nice. Piece of charcoal is easy. I can go up there and get one from Port Sarim pretty easily. I need to figure out what this red vine worm is though. Alright, but I'll be back once I get all these things. So I'm definitely just up here killing these thieves for fun, not because I miscalculated the amount of GP that I needed in order to buy charcoal from the general store over in Karamja. Yeah, definitely not. But I did get a Renar weed while I was here. So man, that's pretty crazy. I don't know what the Renar drop rate is on here. I'm just trying to get 3 coins. But we got a Renar, so cool. Hey, look, there's the other 3 coins we need. And that didn't take very long at all to get those things. So we got the charcoal, the red vine worm, and a fat snail. So ultimately, our 3 items were really easy to get. And like I predicted, we ended up not needing that nature talisman after all. So let's go ahead and see if he will enchant our secateurs for us. And there we go. We now have our magic secateurs. So it's time to go kill Tanglefoot. Well, apparently I was recording this the whole time, but y'all won't know that because I'm going to cut out the middle part where I was actually flinching the fight. But we just killed Tanglefoot, and we got the Queen Secateurs. I accidentally attacked another one, so we're just going to pick these up, and we're going to run away from him. And I'm not going to bother eating anything because I'm not going to be doing anything combat-related for a while. So yeah, I will be back with, I guess, just the quest complete. So we're back, and we're turning in the Queen Shears, or the Queen Secateurs, to the Fairy Godfather. And that'll be the end of Fairy Tale Part 1. So we got 3,500 farming experience, which is really nice. And that'll get us up to 23 farming. So that's good. We're getting closer and closer to actually being able to do something worthwhile, mainly with the Renars. But yeah, so that's 23 farming, and that is Fairy Tale Part 1 done. So we're going to go ahead and just go immediately over to Fairy Tale Part 2 and start that and do whatever we have to do to get the fairy rings unlocked, and then we're gonna call it good there whenever we get the fairy rings. Alright, so we're here. We're going to go ahead and start the Fairy Tale Part 2 quest. So we're going to have to wait to see if his stuff grows. I think we have to wait about 15 minutes of in-game time. So the other quest that we need to do in order to be able to kind of get on the rest of our grinds is we have to do the Taibo One-Eye Trio quest. And one of the items that we need for the Taibo One-Eye Trio quest is an agility potion. And our options for an agility potion are either getting a Jekyll and Hyde random and using an Erit leaf, which I don't particularly care to wait for, or getting level 34 Herblore, which I'm still a decent ways away from and don't really have much prepared to do that. Or finally, the last thing that we could do is we can kill skeletons in Tarn's Lair that are level 40. They're in Tarn's Lair and they're right outside of Tarn's Lair. They have level 40 skeletons that have a 1 out of 25 chance to drop a 2-dose agility potion. So we would have to get that drop twice to make our 4-dose agility potion. I believe that is really the only tab that we have an issue with. Or that's not the only tab, that's the only item that we have an issue with. We need to get a steel spear, but we can buy one of those from the Mount Carulam weapon shop over in the Great Corrend area, so that's not a huge deal. And then everything else we can get during the quest or we already have. So I'm going to go ahead and do at least a little bit of Herblore training just with what I have available in the bank with the Guams and Eyes of Newt and stuff, and figure out if I think it's worthwhile to go to do the skeletons in Tarn's Lair. But basically we're just going to be killing time to talk to Martin again in about 15 minutes to move forward with the Fairy Tale Part 2 quest so we can go back to Xanaris and unlock those fairy rings. Alright, so we just got to level 29 Herblore by taking all of our Hairlander potions and mixing them with chocolate dust to get energy potions. And they only restore like 10 energy, so we're probably not going to be using them until we absolutely have to, if we even decide to use them. As of right now, they're just going to take up bank space. But to make the agility potion, we need 34 Herblore. However, we can make a 4 Herblore boost if we make a botanical pie. A botanical pie requires 52 cooking, which we just got as we've been AFKing, fishing, and cooking. So we can make a botanical pie, meaning we only actually have to get to 30 Herblore. And we definitely have enough potions in the bank to get to 34 Herblore. Terramins, I need limpwort roots, so I'd like to not have to use those right now because I need to be saving my limpwort roots for the Temple of Ikov quest. I need 20 limpwort roots for that. But I can make these Marintil potions into, I believe they make the Marintils make the anti-poisons whenever I add unicorn horn dust or ground unicorn horn dust. So I can go and kill some unicorns to get those, and that should definitely get us to level 30 herblore, which we can use the botanical buy boost to make that agility potion, which gets the big obstacle out of the way for Tybor One-Eye Trio. But on a more relevant note, Martin's crops have had plenty of time to grow. So we're going to head back to Draenor Village and talk to him and get the rest of this little section of Fairy Tale Part 2 done so that we can use the fairy rings. We just talked to the Fairy Fix-It over here, and now we can use these, we can use the fairy rings. So I think the one that I'm going to be using the most is this DKP ring, because it takes us right here to this Caramboin fishing spot. So we'll be using this in the future, but now we have fairy rings unlocked. So I guess it's time to hop over to get all the items we need and the levels we need for Tybor One-Eye Trio. Alright, so I've been AFKing for most of the day today, and we got from level 60 to 65 strength AFKing today, and from level 60 to 63 attack. But I'm going to go ahead and stop AFKing here at Sand Crabs, and we're going to go kill unicorns near the Woodcutting Guild on Zaya, so that we can get unicorn horns, so that we can grind them up, so we can make anti-poisons with the Marintils to get to level 30. Herblore, because we need level 30 Herblore to boost with a botanical pie to get to 34 to make the agility potion. So we're gonna go get all those. There's a bank that's relatively close by, so it won't be too big of a deal. And before going and killing those unicorns, we had an easy clue from Sand Crabs that I forgot about, even though it was in the inventory. So we went ahead and did that. It was a 2-step clue, so it was easy. This is our second easy clue on the account, and got a willow shortbow, which is unfortunate. Don't really need any of this stuff. I was hoping that was yew, because we need some kind of yew bow or better to do the Temple of Ikov quest, but unfortunately, we don't really need any of that stuff. So we're on the way to go to the Woodcutting Guild to get those unicorn horns, but on the way there, I'm going to go ahead and talk to Trosa so that I can activate this. Yeah. So now I'll be able to use this fairy ring, which doesn't benefit me much now, but it'll be really nice in the future, because that's where you do blood runes, that's where you reanimate ensouled heads and things like that. The main reason I wanted this is because I'm actually going to go and grab a steel spear from the Mount Caroline weapon shop, because I need that for Tybor One-Eye Trio, and this is really the only time I'm going to be in this area. So we're just going to use this fairy ring and head over there and grab one. And then we'll go down and get our unicorn horns. Well, we're going to do that after I run back and get a Draymond staff. Alright, so we just got our 30 herblore, which is the level that we needed. I thought about doing some diaries to get some lamps to put into herblore, but I decided that I'm not going to deal with those now. I am going to go ahead and finish up the Marintil potions that we have. I don't think it's going to get us another level, but I'm just going to go ahead and finish them up, and then we will start working towards getting that toad flax. Alright, so I'm coming to get the toad legs before we go to the Bravehaven agility course. I'm getting these swamp toads because supposedly we just remove the legs and we have the toad's legs. In order to get the agility potion, we have to have a toad flax and these toad's legs. So we got the toad's legs. But the only way that we can get a toad flax herb, or at least the easiest way that we can get a toad flax herb, is by turning in Brimhaven agility tickets. 3 tickets will give us 1 toad flax, and since 1 toad flax will make a 3-dose potion, and we need a 4-dose potion, we're going to have to get 2 toad flax rewards, or 2 redeem for 2 toad flaxes, which means we're going to have to get 6 tickets. I've never actually done the Brimhaven agility arena, or whatever it's called, even on my main. So I'm not quite sure how it's going to go. But while we are on the way to getting the Brimhaven agility thing, while we're on the way to go to the Brimhaven agility course, we're going to stop outside of Karamja, or on Karamja, and buy one of the Karamjan, what's it called? We need the rum think that's what it is. Yeah, we need a Karamjan rum. So we're going to get a Karamjan rum and go ahead and slice the bananas. That way we can combine it, and we'll be able to teleport and go off of Karamja with the rum, and we won't lose it. So that's what we're going to be doing right now. And I'll be back, I guess, probably once we get ready to start the quest, because that's really the only other thing that we're missing right now. Alright, so I am the dumbest person ever. So I'm over here. I've gone and I've got these toad legs. I came over here. Let's see, they're not even in here. They're over in the herb lore tab, I guess. I went and I got the toad legs because I need those to make the agility potion. Because that's the thing that's holding me back from being able to do Tyboro One-Eye Village, is having that one agility potion. Not forgetting the fact that I don't even have 65 fishing. I can't even complete. I can start the quest now, but I can't even complete the quest because I can't even fish the stupid Karambwan. That's the whole point of this stupid quest anyway. So, alright, we gotta drop what we were doing. I had to plan it. I mean, it worked. Got the toad flax. It was quick, but good grief, I'm such a moron. Okay, well, I'm gonna go over to the Barbarian Village and just fish the trout and salmon and just grind it out to 65 as quick as I can, and then we'll get back on to doing this stupid quest. Alright, so we got our first medium clue casket ever. We got a medium clue bottle while we were doing some fishing. So once I hit 58 fishing, there it is. Once I hit 58 fishing, I decided to go ahead and do it. We got a 5-step medium clue. It's the first one we've been able to do. So let's see if we can pull out some first 1KC Ranger boats. Let's see what we get. And I mean, H helm is nice. Okay, the U short bow is actually really nice because that means we have a bow that we can use for Temple of Ikov. I mean, it's 14k. It's H3 helm, which I guess is a unique, but it's definitely not Ranger boots. But I do appreciate getting that U short bow. And unfortunately, I just barely missed it. But we just got 65 attack over here at the Ammonite crabs. I decided to come over here because I was having some issues with sand crabs over the past couple days, just them being crowded. So far, I haven't had any issues over here doing these Ammonite crabs, and I'm getting about 40, a little bit over 40k experience per hour. But that got us to 65 attacks, so now we can access the Warriors Guild and start our Defender grind whenever we want to. I was going back and forth on whether or not I wanted to switch to defense and start training my defense some, but I think that I'm still just going to keep training my attack and strength and get them up to level 70s, and then once I get 70 attack, I'm probably not going to train attack for quite a while after that, because 70 is what we need for the whip. So I'll probably just switch over to strength and defense training, probably just strength training with the exception of doing some defense to get up to like 60 or 70 so I could use Burrow's equipment at some point. But yeah, so I think we're just going to keep working on attack and strength for right now, and I will be back probably with more levels, but at this point I'm probably going to be back with some quest progress. So right now I'm just AFKing at these Ammonite crabs. I'm doing fishing at night and then AFKing here during the day, and we just got to 63 hit points, but more importantly we got to a total level of 1100, so it's another pretty big milestone on the account. Alrighty, so we just got to 70 attack, so that's where we're gonna stop our attack training. I didn't quite catch it because they were attacking me, but that's where we're gonna stop our attack training. And now that we hit 50 defense, we got to a nice round number. We're gonna go ahead and switch back and go back to working on strength. Alright, so in order to do the Family Crest quest, we need to get 40 crafting, and right now we're only at 38 crafting. I think I've done the math right, and I think that I only need like 90, I think I only need like 94 or something vials. That's the best thing I can make right now. I only need like 94 or something vials, so I got a little bit extra just to make sure. But we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna make all these buckets of sand into molten glass, then we're gonna blow them into vials, and that should get us the 40 crafting that we need. So I'll be back with 40 crafting. And this is 40 crafting, which means we only have to get, let's see, we only have to get to 40 mining, and then we have all of the levels that we need to do the Family Crest quest, which the cooking gauntlets won't help us whenever we do Karambwan cooking, just because they don't boost your cooking for Karambwans. But if we want to, we can switch them to the Chaos Gauntlets and make our Chaos spells a lot better. Or whenever we start fishing things that aren't, or whenever we start cooking things that aren't Karambwans, then they'll help us out then. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll get these mining levels, and then we'll try and knock out Tybwell One-Eye Trio once we get 65 fishing, and then we'll try and knock out the Family Crest quest after that. Alright, and now we just got 65 fishing, so we have all the levels and everything that we need to do Tybwell One-Eye Tybwell One-Eye Trio, and to do Family Crest quest. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. I'm going to do Tybwell One-Eye Village first, and then I'll do Family Crest after that. So we're going to grab all the items. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the wiki or if I'm going to use Slayer Music's Guide yet. I'll look at the wiki first and see how bad it looks, and then I might use Slayer Music if it looks like it might get confusing at some point. Of all the things that I didn't record live, I'm not quite sure why the completion of Tybwell One-Eye Trio was one of them, but we completed Tybwell One-Eye Trio, and that gave us access primarily to the ability to fish and correctly cook Karambwans. So ultimately, Karambwans are going to be our food source for the foreseeable future, just because they're so easy to get. They have a low cooking requirement, and I mean you get the bait for them really easily and all that stuff. So what we're going to be doing next after this is just basically catching a ton of Karambwan. So this is going to bring episode 6 to a close. I know that it's a lot longer than most other episodes, and I do apologize for that. I promise that I'm trying to make them shorter. I just didn't realize how much I had actually done in this episode, and I had trouble kind of narrowing the clips down because, believe it or not, I actually took some out. But yeah, we got through Monkey Madness 1 and got our Dragon Scimitar. We got through Fairy Tale Part 1 and started Part 2 to unlock the fairy rings, and we unlocked probably the best food source that we're going to have for a long time. Right now, as you can see, I'm dubbing over this clip, but right now I'm catching the Karambwanji that ultimately we're going to be using to catch our Karambwan. But yeah, next video, the plan for episode 7 is I'm going to be getting the Fighter Torso. I'm looking to get the Dragon Defender. I want to go ahead and get a good stack of Karambwans as well. And who knows, I might even wrap the episode up by getting full void, just because I know that I'll need to do that later, so might as well go ahead and knock it out now while I can. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then leave a like and hit subscribe. You know how YouTube works, and I hope to see you next time.